Let me see if I can remember just a few things from history that were actually like kind of cool to me. Um, yeah, actually, the Islas Malvinas, Malvina Islands. It was interesting just to see from two perspectives what was going on there. Like I'm actually a sociology major, so I like to see both sides of the story, just to kind of see where they're coming from. And it was interesting to see when that war happened. I think from for example, the Argentina's perspective are like these heroes went in to try and reclaim their island that the British were trying to steal from them, and it's kind of a funny video because it was like explaining how almost the British were just so bad in what they were doing, and I feel like it's a huge part of their history. In almost every town, you'll see in some sort of a plaza a memorial to the Malvinas Islands, which is kind of cool. And then just to see like to them that was a huge event to try and like I don't know just reclaiming those islands again. But yeah, and I still don't really have an opinion as to whose they are, but you probably shouldn't. But other things in history that might be interesting is just to see kind of their economic cycle. Back in, I want to say the 1800s, it's interesting to see how much of a powerhouse they were and how they had the potential to be very powerful even today. And I think, and I don't, honestly don't know enough about their economy, but from what I learned from the history class, I felt like they could have had just a strong economy now as they did then. And the reason being, like, Buenos Aires having been so well located for transports and trade and all that. Um, it's also interesting, just above Argentina, to know how Uruguay came to be. It was actually a war apparently between Argentines and Brazilians, if I'm not mistaken. And I assume that's why they have so many customs that are similar to Argentina anyway. So, um, but yeah, you'll meet people who are Italians and all that, just because a lot of the Southern Europeans fled during World War II to Argentina, and that's why it's got this rap of being a European South American country, which is really interesting. Like you really do meet people that you're like, wait, you're South American, you're a European, or um, and it's like you have a lot of European roots in Argentina, which is kind of cool. Um, for example, when I mentioned the Wales place, Gaiman, which is all apparently Welsh people. So, um, other historical notes that I might remember. Apparently, I don't remember the details, but there's a saying there when you call someone a gnocchi, which is that food I talked about. And there's a reason in their history as to why they call someone a gnocchi. When you call someone a gnocchi, it just means they're cheap or something. Like, you're just being a gnocchi, you don't want to pay for that or something. And I think it was something having to do with checks or something. Oh, excuse me. No. Well, yeah, it still means you're being cheap, but they have a gnocchi day every month. You'll have to go look at the story yourself because I don't remember the details, but something happened about gnocchis and something not being paid. So, yeah, I think something like that. Let's see. The Che is an interesting history note. You'd want to know about the Che and what his story was. I watched a video that was kind of pro Che, talking about his youth from college age, I think, and then how he took from studying medicine to traveling and the things that he got to see. So that would be another interesting, because you'll see things about Che all the time. I'd look into that as well. Don't know a ton other than he did see a lot of poverty, which kind of inspired him to do what he did. A lot of things. But yeah, that's just like a basic viewer knowledge that I have. It's not much. But yeah.